Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine, a public information television program brought to you by Volusia County Government. I'm Joanne Magley. On today's program, Blue Skies Ahead, we'll tell you about the new nonstop air service from Daytona Beach to New York City. Do you need to get rid of household hazardous chemicals around your house? We'll tell you how to properly dispose of things like old paint, batteries, and pool chemicals. Find out why a small town in Volusia County may have a connection to a World War II plane disappearance, and Community Information Director Dave Byron will talk about beach access with our studio guest, Joe Nolin, Director of Volusia County's Coastal Division. Those stories and more on this edition of Volusia Magazine. Years of courting by officials at Daytona Beach International Airport to bring JetBlue Airways to the Volusia County-run airport has finally paid off. JetBlue recently announced it will begin daily service between New York and Daytona Beach beginning early next year. The airline plans to offer one daily flight between Daytona Beach and John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City on a 150-seat Airbus A320 aircraft. Rick Carl, Daytona Beach International Airport Director, said there is a demand from Volusia County travelers for service to New York.
JetBlue is a very high quality and low cost air carrier, which will be ideal for this market. We not only have many people from the Volusia and Flagler County market that will be traveling to New York, where they're from, but will also be a lot of folks from the New York market that's traveling here. Probably the most significant influence that JetBlue will bring is because they're flying out of JFK. That's a very large international hub, and that will open up a lot of international traffic for us. We have a lot of international tourists already, and this will give us much more leeway in promoting those tourists.
The local recruiting effort has included dozens of face-to-face visits between airline officials, airport staff, and local business leaders. Expanded community efforts to attract JetBlue went into high gear in 2012. This included pledges by 30 local businesses into a travel bank managed by the Daytona Regional Chamber of Commerce that guarantees $250,000 in prepaid airline tickets for the first year of service. Other incentives include $400,000 in advertising, with these costs shared between the airport, the Daytona Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Southeast Volusia Advertising Authority, and the West Volusia Advertising Authority. Top leaders throughout Volusia and Flagler counties have offered a groundswell of local support and individual efforts to convince the airline of the area market's viability for nonstop New York City service.
Well, as the airport director, I'm thrilled and ecstatic that we've got this connection with JetBlue, and it has been such a widespread community campaign. Everyone has come forward in support of this. It's really a game changer for Volusia County and for the Daytona Beach International Airport to have JetBlue and to have an airline like JetBlue come to Daytona Beach. We've spent so much time recruiting businesses and other entities that we're trying to attract to the area, such as the recent Trader Joe's Distribution Center and the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel that's coming. These iconic brand names really change the nature of who we are and where we want to be. This is the kind of activity that we want to see in Volusia County and Daytona Beach.
With JFK International Airport being the base of operations, JetBlue operates 205 aircraft system-wide with 825 daily flights to 87 domestic and international destinations. The schedule for Daytona Beach International Airport will be determined later this year. Tickets will be available to purchase closer to launch date. For more information about JetBlue or Daytona Beach International Airport, visit jetblue.com or flydaytonafirst.com. The final phase of construction for the new food and beverage areas at Daytona Beach International Airport is complete with the opening of the Junction Daytona Bar. The Junction Daytona is a full-service bar in the pre-boarding area. A second Junction Daytona on the concourse opened earlier in the month, along with new restaurants, which include the Java Moon Cafe and Sugar Mill Cafe. Java Moon Cafe is on the second floor in the pre-boarding public area and serves fresh salads, soups, and sandwiches. The Sugar Mill Cafe is on the concourse and offers passengers made-to-order sandwiches, personal pizzas, homemade soups, and many other local favorites. The county-run airport contracted with Faber Company for the new food and beverage service and a complete renovation of concession areas. The contractor invested $800,000 in capital improvements. Steve Cook, Business Development Director at the airport, said the completed renovations have enhanced customer experience for the travelers.
Well, if you look behind me, you can see the name of the new bar here at Daytona Beach International Airport. This is the Junction. It's part of Faber Cohen Gregg's development, which really started about 6 months ago. It's about 350 square feet. It's the last piece of the restaurant project, which is now being done at the airport, and it's looking great. The tile here at the airport is to match the other tile in the Java Moon Cafe, and so that's making everything tie in. It's got new colors, new bar top, new signage, new everything in the back. So it's a very, very attractive facility, and we know it's going to be well used here at the airport.
Daytona Beach International Airport also has a conference room for on-site business meetings with full-scale catering available. The 3,000 square foot Volusia room is on the second level of the main terminal and features 1,300 square foot pre-function areas ideal for greeting arrivals and socializing. The south end is enclosed by floor-to-ceiling windows providing a stunning view of the airfield. The room can accommodate 130 people for banquets and 200 people sitting theater style. For more information, visit flydaytonafirst.com. Materials such as paints, used oils, pesticides, fluorescent lamps, car batteries, and cleaning chemicals could contaminate groundwater if not disposed of properly. Those chemicals can also pose a threat to the owner if kept too long. So to make it easier for residents to dispose of these materials properly, Volusia County's Solid Waste Division will sponsor a free household hazardous waste collection event on the east and west sides of the county. The event will be held from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday, February 27th at the Ormond Beach Public Works office at 501 North Orchard Street, and Saturday, February 28th at DeBary City Hall.
Our most popular drop-off is the paint. The other would be automotive fluids, household chemicals, pool chemicals, batteries, that would be car batteries or any rechargeable battery, fluorescent bulbs, and anything else you might have laying around your house that's considered a hazardous waste. It's important to dispose of these type of items properly because it prevents groundwater contamination and from the chemicals or such getting into the environment and causing a pollution, or it also prevents creating a hazard in your house. We do accept sharps, however they do have to be in the red approved containers and you will not get your container back.
Only unmixed household hazardous waste will be accepted. Businesses are not eligible for free disposal during these collection events. Residents may also bring their household hazardous waste and electronic waste to the Tomoka landfill in Port Orange or the West Volusia Transfer Station in DeLand year-round for free disposal. These facilities also provide a paint exchange program for residents without charge. For more information about household hazardous wastes, electric waste recycling, and the paint exchange program, visit volusia.org/recycle.
Volusia County Chair Jason Davis. You know, American veterans deserve our deepest respect, and Volusia County is dedicated to helping our local veterans obtain the benefits they're entitled to. Our veteran service counselors have helped veterans receive more than $173 million in compensation and pension benefits each year, along with $1.3 billion in home loans. Volusia County has veteran service offices in DeLand, Orange City, Daytona Beach, and New Smyrna Beach. For more information, please call 386-740-5102 or visit volusia.org/veterans.
The U.S. Navy is conducting a search and recovery mission right here in Volusia County involving a missing World War II aircraft. Reporter Kendra Lee has more on what could be a significant historic find in this week's Volusia Here and Now.
The DeLand Naval Air Station Museum is working with the U.S. Navy and a number of other agencies investigating an area in Osteen believed to be the site of a crash of a World War II SBD-5 aircraft that failed to return from a training mission between 1943 and 1944.
The DeLand Naval Air Station Museum was contacted by Rodney Thomas. He sent us an email and said he had been working for 3 years discovering parts and pieces of an airplane on his property, and he had recently discovered a numbered plate, and he would like to get with us. He wasn't having any luck solving the situation, so he wanted to get with us and see whether he could help.
Rodney Thomas, an 11-year Osteen resident, originally thought the SBD-5 plane may be old tractor parts or scrap debris from a previous landowner. After discovering the numbered plate, he knew he had a piece of history.
We took a lot of photographs. I in turn got a hold of the Navy, the U.S. Navy in Washington. They're archaeologists. They did some digging. They informed me that they were missing specifically 6 SBD-5s that took off from the DeLand Naval Air Station during the war, during those 43 and 44, took off and never came back. They have no record of them, so they're lost.
DeLand and Osteen just became a hotspot for the Navy. A Navy archaeologist will be here soon.
A public affairs officer and PhD archaeologist from the United States Naval History and Heritage Command of Washington, D.C. will be in Volusia County to assist with the recovery effort. A canine search and rescue team from Orange is also helping in the investigation.
I'm optimistic. I think we can solve this. I think the members of the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club can. I think the DeLand Naval Air Station Museum can, and I think the U.S. Navy will help us, and they've been more than generous with their information.
Before the Navy's arrival, the DeLand Naval Air Station Museum initiated an active and ongoing search to find any parts of the plane crash on the Osteen property in hopes of identifying which flight was involved in this crash site.
We started categorizing the property and going through it. Then I contacted the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club. Their president and I met at Rodney's site the day after Christmas. Approximately 18 to 20 of their members showed up with their metal detectors, were assigned quadrants to work, and within 3 hours came up with over 100 pieces.
All parties involved hope to find the one piece that will reveal what many want to know. Who was the pilot?
Our mission is to try to give closure to the airplane, the pilot, and the pilot's family. That's what we're all about. That's why we're so intrigued with this and so wrapped up in it now. We're there to preserve history, and that's what we do, and we do it in the memory of all who served. That's our motto.
The previously recovered plane wreckage is available for public view inside the DeLand Naval Air Station Museum. For more information on this developing story, visit DeLandNavalAirMuseum.org. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Kendra Lee.
Thinking about installing a water garden in your yard? Joe Sewards has some tips in this edition of Horticulture Today.
Hi, I'm Joe Sewards and welcome to Horticulture Today. I'm standing here on our aquatic ecosystem. As many of you know, over the last few months we've been busy renovating the landscape around the extension office here, and this became a major addition to our landscape project. The reason I say it's an aquatic ecosystem is it's more than just a pond. As you can see, it's got flowing water. It totally recycles this water at the rate of about 8,000 gallons an hour. It has an artificial wetland to simulate natural systems. It's got a waterfall. We even have some fish in here, some koi and goldfish, and we have aquatic plants. We have water lilies, and we have plants surrounding the water feature. This will be a wonderful addition to any landscape. Water features can be most any size. You don't even have to have a pool. Sometimes you can just have a waterfall with circulating water. This is attractive to wildlife. We expect to be getting birds here drinking out of the pool. That's already happened. It's going to be a wonderful addition to our landscape. Running water has a soothing, calming effect for most folks. If you have more questions, feel free to call us here at the University of Florida Extension in Volusia County. Our phone number is area code 386-822-5778. You can also go to volusia.org/extension and visit our website. So come on by, have a look at our new landscape renovation. It is a work in progress, but there's plenty to see. You're sure to get some good ideas for how you can improve your own landscape at home, not the least of which would be a water feature like this one. For Horticulture Today, I'm Joe Sewards.
Let's go now to Community Services Director Dave Byron and his studio guest, Joe Nolin, the Director of the county's Coastal Division.
Well, thanks, Joanne, and hi, everyone. You know, in an effort to provide additional money to maintain Volusia's ocean beaches, the Volusia County Council has increased the fee to drive and park on the beach. The new fee schedule went into effect February 1st, and we want to find out how things have been going on the beach with this new fee schedule. So we have with us in the studio today, Joe Nolin. He's the Director of the county's Coastal Division. Joe, how you doing today?
Real good, Dave. Good to see you.
So the new fee schedule went into effect February 1st.
Sure did.
Before we talk about what the schedule is, let's talk about the reaction. Still early, but what's the reaction so far?
The reaction's actually been great. I mean, we've had, most people were really interested in just the availability of passes.
Right.
They wanted to make sure they could still get a pass, right, and a season pass, both resident and non-resident. So had very few complaints. We've done the best we can to make it an efficient and effective access. So we've done well.
Well, let's break this down. So the old fee to drive on the beach was $5, and that really had been in place for about 20 years. What is the new daily fee?
The new daily fee is $10, and that entitles you to one free re-entry on the day of sale.
Okay. So if you just happen to decide on any given day, I'm just going to drive over to the beach today, I don't have a season pass, maybe I'm from out of town or whatever, $5 and it went up to 10, is that right?
Correct. $10 to get on and drive.
Okay, so let's say that I'm a Volusia County resident and I go to the beach all the time. I think there's a new annual pass fee that people can get a whole year.
Yep, $25 for residents. $25 is a calendar year annual pass. Unlimited re-entry for that calendar year.
Which for anyone that goes to the beach, you know, I guess really more than 3 times a year.
Right, you've made your money back.
Absolute. So for the residents, the season pass is the way to go.
Right. We really think the season passes are going to go through the roof this year, and that's what we've been hearing is that a lot of residents who perhaps in the past just went occasionally and bought the $5 pass when they did will now opt for the $25 pass, and like you said, 2.5 trips and they're good.
Right. So Joe, I'm from Orlando or Ocala or whatever. I don't live in Volusia County. What's the story there?
That annual pass is $100, and again, that's unlimited entry for the calendar year in which it was purchased for non-residents, and that's still that's 10 trips, and you've made your money back there. What we determined from statistical analysis that we had from past sales is that the average non-resident pass was used 8.8 times in the past. So we realized, hey, that was an $88 value at that time.
Right.
If you equated it to the $10 daily entry, right? So we feel like a lot of folks, a lot of non-residents are going to get their money's worth anyway, at the $100 value, and that's what the feedback has been. Is the non-residents, the out-of-county residents, just wanted the opportunity to get an annual pass, and they're going to opt for it and use it a lot.
Joe, I suppose that having this difference between the annual pass for a Volusia resident and an annual pass for a non-resident kind of makes it fairer, I guess, for the Volusia resident that is already paying some property taxes.
Absolutely. Our county residents and property owners are already contributing for beach operations and maintenance through their property taxes. So it was really just leveling the playing field, and it was a great move by council, right? They made a wise decision because we had heard that there were non-residents saying, hey, you know, we just give us that opportunity for an annual pass, and we'll move on it. So
now the county has an admission, I think, to Smyrna Dunes Park on the south side of Inlet and Lighthouse Point Park on the north side of Ponce Inlet. There's a fee schedule there, which I think has been affected as well by this new schedule.
Yeah, the daily pass, daily entrance fee for both Smyrna Dunes and Lighthouse Point Park on either side of Ponce de Leon Inlet is $10 a day.
Right.
Now, these are premier parks. These are gorgeous parks, and that's in line with our state and federal entry fees as well for park facilities. And these have full amenities, jetty deck at the Lighthouse Point Park, and a restroom, and an inlet shoreline where it's dog access is allowed. So we've got some dog-friendly beach areas at those two parks. And that's $10 a day entry there, up from the previous $5.
Okay.
But it's consistent with the beach entry, so it made sense to keep them consistent. Now, the park annual pass for both residents or non-residents remained unchanged at $20. So you can get a park annual pass for $20 if you just visit Smyrna Dunes and Lighthouse Point Park routinely. That might be the way to go for that type interest.
Well, Joe, it used to be that the county would collect a vehicle access fee. Now, I like to call it a vehicle access fee because you can walk on the beach free.
Exactly.
This is really the privilege to put your vehicle on the beach. But it used to be that you used to collect those fees from February 1st through, I guess, November, the end of November. And you had no fee collection in December and January, the colder months of the year. That has been tweaked slightly as well, correct?
Right. We've gone to year-round beach vehicular access fees for the beach ramps. And the parks were already year-round entry fees. So that remained unchanged. But the tolls are now year-round for the beach access, although council made another landmark decision and kept December and January free to our Volusia County residents.
Right.
So the Volusia County residents, things haven't changed that much at all. They still get December and January beach access free should they choose to drive down during those months. But the remainder of non-residents, they'll pay through December and January as well. So we've gone to year-round tolling.
Right. Joe, for folks that still early in the beach season, a lot of folks haven't purchased their annual pass so far, you know, at this time of the year. Wait until it gets a little warmer. What's the story on where you get these passes?
Well, you can buy all pass types at all entry points.
Okay.
So all the beach ramps offer all the various pass types and daily entry fees. So it's Lighthouse Point Park, Smyrna Dunes Park, and then 14 ramps on the north beaches and 5 ramps on the south beaches. That's the new Smyrna Beach area.
And I believe does the pass be affixed to the windshield? How does that work?
The annual passes are stickers that are affixed to the inside of the driver's side windshield down low in the corner.
Right.
And that allows the toll takers to easily barcode read it and scan it when the entry comes through, and gets you on the beach real quick. You don't have to stop and make a transaction or anything else takes place there. The daily tickets will be stamped with a 1 re-entry only, and patrons will be asked to place it on their dashboard.
Okay.
And then if they choose to leave the beach on that particular day and then re-enter, the ticket will be presented to the toll taker. The toll taker will tear the daily ticket in half and give the driver the one half the ticket back, and that'll go on their dashboard. But it's rendered that daily paper ticket basically ineffective any further or out of circulation, so that they've used their 1 re-entry allowed on the daily entry. So
all right, so I come to the beach, I pay my $10, I get on the beach, it's very crowded, I can't find a place to park. What happens at that point?
Well, we're going to handle that. We know that may occur sometimes, and we're going to handle it as best we can on a case-by-case basis. We've always worked, our toll collection contractor and the county and the lifeguarding staff and everybody involved has done everything we can to work with people when we have situations where there's a confusement, if you will, about whether they paid correctly or whether they want their money back or got their money's worth or something along those lines. And that happens from time to time.
Right.
And we'll do the best we can to refund money or handle those situations sensitively and fairly for everybody involved.
One of the things I think you're working on, I don't know if you've actually put it in place yet, but you were working on being able to take debit cards at the toll booths. Are you squared away with that?
Looks like it's coming together well. We've been working through it this month to get all the different complexities about it figured out, and we think we'll be able to, beginning March 1st, with a minor amendment to our toll collection contract with Republic Parking System, that we'll be able to initiate credit and debit card transactioning at 3 ramps on the north beaches and 3 ramps on the south beaches, and both inlet parks,
awesome.
Lighthouse Point Park and Smyrna Dunes Park. And on the north beaches, it'll be International Speedway Boulevard ramp, which is the busiest ramp on the beach. Silver Beach ramp, which is just south of ISB by, I don't know, half a mile, 3/4 of a mile. And then Dunlawton Avenue. And those are the top ranked entry points on the north beaches for the most part. So credit and debit transactioning availability there. And then on the south beaches, we're looking at Flagler Avenue, Beachway Avenue, and 3rd Avenue. Those are our top 3 in the New Smyrna area, our top 3 entry ramps, and then the 2 inlet parks. And this is going to be interesting. We're really interested to see how that'll all work out, if people will make that decision to use the convenience of credit and debit card transaction to get on and park, and have the convenience of parking directly on the beach, which is just an incredible access and convenience for our residents and visitors.
For more information, where do people go?
Well, they can go to volusia.org. There's all kinds of information on both the coastal and the Beach Safety Ocean Rescue websites. They can always call the Beach Safety Division or the Coastal Division. The Beach Safety Division is 239-6414 for day-to-day operational information and tide information and that sort of thing. Beach Safety, I believe, also maintains a Facebook and a Twitter account as well.
And they have an app.
And they've got the Beach app,
right.
They've got the Beach app for smartphones. And then the Coastal Division is 248-8072, and we handle all the beach access infrastructure maintenance and operations, garbage collection, ramp tolls, and that sort of thing.
So if there are civic groups out there, Joe, that perhaps would like to have you come by and give a little presentation for lunch or that sort of thing, are you available to do that?
Absolutely, we can do that.
Well, Joe, I want to thank you very much for being with us. Good information.
Thank you, Dave. Always great to be here.
Our guest today, Joe Nolin. He's the director of the Volusia County Coastal Division. And with that, Joanne, we'll go back to you.
That's it for this edition of Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about our program, just give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed on the screen. You can also watch Volusia Magazine online. Just visit volusia.org and click on the News tab. And don't forget to listen to Volusia Today, Volusia County Government's public information radio program, which airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on the screen. Thanks for watching Volusia Magazine. I'm Joanne Magley. Have a great week.